Hello and welcome. In this short tutorial, I will show you how you can bring up-to-date developer information into your large language model so you get the best answers in terms of coding. Let me start with the problem. So usually with a large language model, when you generate code, this large language model only use the data from the training phase. So often outdated information. Let me show you this with this example here in Windsurf, where I ask demonstrate how to display content based on dynamic routes parameters in Next.js. And you need to know that with the change of Next.js 15, there were a breaking change how to deal with this information. So previously it was synchronous, but now this is async. So headers, cookies, params, and search parameters, and therefore need to be awaited. For example, here we need to await the cookies. I need to also then await the params. So if I now query this information here and Next.js 15, okay, we should see the old approach. Yep, correctly. So even though I asked for Next.js 15, we still see here that the params are not correctly assessed because there we needed an await before, okay? So now I will introduce you a very nice solution that we can apply for multiple frameworks out there. It's called Context7, and Context7 exactly solves this problem for us. So here we are now on the Context7 website, and the cool part is that you can browse through all the knowledge bases they created for the popular frameworks. Here we see Next.js, Elasticsearch, but also many other, also in terms for AI agents. So we have here Master as well. We have Crew AI and many other goodies as well. Now I will show you how you can set this up. Therefore, we go here to the, we need to go to the GitHub. And then down here, you get the instructions how to do it. So basically they provide an MCP server, and now we need to set up this MCP server. And if you further scroll down, you see here the examples how to set it up on Cloud Desktop, in set and so on, but it's almost every time the same. This is just the config part that you place into the JSON of the client or the host that you consume it then. And if we further scroll down here, we would also see the installation for Windsurf. So let me copy this part here. Then again, we open up here Windsurf. And if we now click here on this little hammer, we see no 0 MCP servers available. Okay. And then we can click here on configure. And then in there, we place this configuration. Now we're making Windsurf aware of this MCP server, so of the Context7 MCP server and how to start it. So we use therefore the npx command and then specify here the Context7 start with the latest version here. Great. Now if we now refresh this, we see now that the Context7 MCP server is up and online for us with the green dot. And if we further click down here, we see the two tools that we can use. So the one tool is the resolve library ID. So in there you could query for Next.js and then get back the Context7 ID that you then further can use for the get library docs. And there you can call this tool to get the up-to-date information for your specific resolved framework that you got here with the ID. Okay, so let's try it again, but hopefully with the right information in place. So this is my query. I've modified it a bit, and I also been really explicit about the usage of Context7, even with the right ID upfront. Here you need to understand that a large language model decides from the conversation which tool to use and also what parameters to use. So I've been really explicit and helpful here for the large language model. This is not always the case, but this is some background information that you need to know. So let's hit up this query, and now we will see the first tool call to resolve to the internal Context7 ID. So even if we provide here Next.js, we would have gone then get back the right ID. So this is the correct IDE, Vercel slash Next.js. And then we have this tool called get library docs with these parameters here in place. And now we see here the retrieve context. So we see the correct usage, the code snippet here is correct, also the definition here and the title and the params is correct with the news information. And this context information that we retrieve from Context7, we are now passing into the prompt and then execute this prompt on the large language model. And if we further scroll down, we will see then the result. And this is exactly with the up-to-date information on Next.js. So we have here the await and then the correct usage. I have to say I'm now using the newest GPT 4.1 model. With the other models and even with the usage of Context7, I had some troubles retrieving this new information, but I wanted to show you now the real benefit of getting Context7 involved into the retrieval of new information. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.